Hello, and thank you once again for joining me on the part 3 of this video series explaining how the full stack web application of the bad bank using the skills that I learned from the MIT X Pro program um, was deployed. So on the third video, I'm going to be talking about deployment, additional features, app demonstration, and reflection. So to begin with, I'm going to start with the deployment. This application was deployed and hosted using Heroku, which was a program that was explained during the course. I had no trouble using it. Finally, next I focused on the front end, which I decided to host on Netlify. I didn't use AWS service, which was actually recommended by the program. Mainly because I had to pay in order to get a specific link, so it wasn't really convenient in my opinion. And also, as I did some more research, once again, since I'm still a beginner in this kind of course and in this kind of environment, I understood that the Netlify infrastructure is a lot simpler. It is a managed service. It has much less infrastructure compared to AWS, and therefore it has fewer moving pieces to keep track of. So in my case, it was much more simpler. I did not use Docker for this sense. And a couple of the challenges that I found, including correcting the button functionality and connecting everything through the API. And my troubleshooting process pretty much consisted on using a process that was taught to us during the course. First of all, checking the code, making sure that everything was set properly. Second of all, making sure that the requests through the API were done correctly. And finally, that the information entered was done correctly as well. So I believe these 3 steps allowed me to make sure that the application was working properly. A couple of additional features that I added, mainly because I had access to these features and it was not too complicated to do it. Also because a couple of friends recommended me to add these features as well in order to make it more entertaining, and because I was curious about it, are the following: roles for different users, money transfer between users, account types, assignment of random account numbers, and persistent user profile updates. So this one mainly because we need to have different users, right? Some of them are administrators and some of them are just clients. Finally, the second comes the second transfer between users, and in this we were trying to understand how the money was moving from one account to another account. Third came the account types. As you will see later on the app, you can choose between using a checking account or a savings account. Fourth is the assignment of random account numbers, mainly because when you create an account, you get assigned a random number. It's not necessary for you to enter a name or anything. And the fifth were the persistent user profile updates, and the profile were updated immediately as soon as movements were registered. Why did I develop these features? Well, mainly because I wanted to improve the programming logic behind the web application. Like I said, a lot of it was also given. And these features allow the client to have a better experience with the application. I could find examples of how to add these features into my application line, once again using Stack Overflow and looking at other examples that I could find online. And also many other projects they did mention, in my opinion, through Google and stuff, adding these premium features to make the project more entertaining, honestly for personal fun as well. A couple of challenges that I encountered were learning and understanding about these libraries and queries and how to connect all of them. I think I still need to do a significant amount of research when it comes to these topics, because I did have to ask for help. Here I'm going to do the app demonstration. So I'm going to go ahead and open my browser. And here we can see the login page. So I'm going to go ahead and log in with my administrator account. And here we can see the home page. And here we can see the logo, Jose's Bank, and here's the logo that was given to us. First of all, I don't have any money in my account, so I'm going to go to the accounts page. I'm going to use the new account button, and I'm going to choose the account type, and I'm going to create a savings account. Submit. And here I can see that my savings account has been created with this card. As you can see, my savings account has a random number that has been automatically assigned. And here I'm going to deposit, let's say $1,000. And let's say that this is my salary for August. And there we go. We can see that my balance changes as well. I'm going to go ahead and make another deposit of $350. And I'm going to say that this was a gift from my mom. Oh, sorry. See, the authentication and the field automatically tells me that I cannot leave a space between the numbers because it has to be a number. So here we can see once again that the balance is updated automatically. Now I'm going to go ahead and withdraw some money. So I'm going to withdraw $500, and I'm going to say that it's going to be used to pay the tuition. And once we do this, we can see that the balance once again is automatically updated. Here I also added a transfer button in case I wanted to choose another account. So I'm going to do this a little bit later. Actually, let's go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to add a check-ins account. And here we can see the check-ins account. Here we can see that it has no money. So I'm going to go ahead and make a transfer from my check-ins account into my from my savings account into my check-ins account. I'm going to copy this check-ins account. I'm going to go to my savings account and click on transfer. I'm going to choose to send $50. Oh, sorry. $50. The reason is going to be extra tip. And the destination account is going to be this number. I'll click submit. And here we can see that both movements were registered. And now if I want to check specifically my account movements, I can see them over here. These are for my savings account. I'll go back to my accounts. And now I can check the, account movements on my check-ins account. And here we can see the transfer that I got from my savings account, the $50. So once again, I go back to my accounts, and here we can see the whole functionality. And I'm going to go to the users page because I'm the administrator, and here we can see the different users that have been created, their email, their name, their ID that is created every time they every time that a user is created. So once again, I go back to my home, and in my home I have this card where I have a welcome message, and here I can see the total balance. So I'm going to go ahead and log out, and now I have just left the page. Now I'm going to go, finally, I'm going to go ahead and talk about my reflection. If I started the project today again, a couple of things that I would change. First of all, I would focus on understanding all the elements, first of all, and then create a more detailed plan of exactly how I want the code to be read by other developers. In my opinion, a huge challenge that I had was that I didn't really have like a sample that I could follow in order to understand how developers like to read code these days. And second of all, a couple of additional features that I would love to build and that I would like to add. First of all is giving the user the ability to create a customized profile, maybe letting them add some colors, styles, at least their background. Maybe they can add their own logo. And another authentication feature that I would love to add as well would be OTP, a one-time password, using a mobile number, since this is something that many banks are using today. They require you to add a mobile number in order to keep your account safe. So that's pretty much it, and thank you for listening.